Hi students, welcome to Veranda Race and long time no see. Okay, no problem. We'll start the session on a very positive note and let me announce one thing that in Veranda Race, that is Race Institute, we have initiated a new plan in which you can submit your writing articles here to with Prakash sir and it will be checked and verified and feedback will be given on the same sheet. So the topic is shared with all the students of Veranda Race. So those who want to submit their articles or write-ups, they can come and give it to Prakash sir and it will be, a proper feedback will be given to you on the same sheet. At least 400 words should be there and the topic is also given. It has been shared to you. So let me share the topic with you. Good morning Bhavani. Good morning everyone. So let us start the session. We have wonderful assortment of questions today. So let us initiate and let us start the session today. And let me announce again, we have started an initiative in which you will be given two topics. You have to write an article on it and submit it to Prakash sir in Veranda Race Chennai, and there you can get a feedback, proper feedback on every coherence, logic and other aspects of writing so that you can improve your English fast. Let us start the session, students. Some brilliant assortment of English questions. So we'll start with error spotting. Good morning, Ashwin. Okay. Government borrowings in the first 5 months of this fiscal year. Government borrowings in the first 5 months of this fiscal year have breached the limit they had set for the full year. Okay. So government borrowings in the first 5 months of this fiscal year have breached the limit they had set for the full year. So you can assume that this should be reached. No, breach means they have violated. So this is correct. The error is in this part, 4 part, in which with the error which is had limit they, it should be it and it should be government's borrowing. Government's borrowings in the first 5 months of this fiscal year have breached the limit it had set for the full year. So it should be error in 1 and 4. Error should be in 1 and 4. So error is, it's government's borrowing which is singular, so it should be it had set for the full year. Fine. About the government it is speaking. Next, there were far more profitable houses to burgle within a stone's throw of her own modestest establishment. See, the comparative for modest is more modest, the superlative is most modest. Okay. So there were far more profitable houses to burgle. Burgle means to be broken into, to be stolen. So there were far more profitable houses to burgle within a stone's throw of her own most modest establishment. So 100% the error is in part 4. And let us check for other errors as well. Stone's throw, see, within a stone's throw is correct. Within a stone's throw means very near, very near. So there were far more profitable houses to burgle within a stone's throw of her most modest establishment. So most modest is the correct superlative, not the modestest. So error is in part 4. So only one error in this question. Let's move to the next question. The smell of char flesh and metal still lingered and Lana covered her mouth and nose with her hand as she started forward again. Okay. See, the error is in part 1. Flesh, if we use an adjective before flesh, it should be charred flesh, charred flesh. Charred means burnt flesh, burnt flesh. So the smell of charred flesh, that will be the correct answer. The smell of the charred flesh and metal still lingered. Lingered means still continued, prevailed. And Lana covered her mouth and nose with her hand as she started forward again. So error is only one part, that's one. Error is one part, part 1. That should be charred flesh, okay, means burnt flesh. Moving ahead to the next question. 3 questions we have done. We have a lot of questions today. Moving ahead. Scarcely had he returned to Germany and the Lateran disavowed all that the Pope had done on the score that it had been exhorted by force. Very good question. So we don't have to do a lot of research on what the question means, but if we see scarcely had he returned to Germany. So scarcely is followed by when, not by and. So it should be followed by when. So our error is in part 2. So scarcely had he returned to Germany when the Lateran disavowed all that the Pope had done on the score that it had been exhorted by force. So error is in part 2. It should be when and not an. And. Okay. Next. Reshma called it the science of shopping, the ability to resist the temptations of attractively packaging. See, packaging is a noun, so it should be attractive packaging. Attractive packaging. So what Reshma called? Reshma called it the science of shopping, the ability to resist the temptations of attractive packaging. That's known as the science of shopping according to Reshma. Next question. Some doctors give out false along with wrong information, and since pets are extremely sensitive to any incorrect treatment, you should always take references from people who already have pets. Yeah, attractive. Correct answer, Vignesh. Some doctors give out false along with wrong information. See, it's along with wrong information. So it should be false and wrong information. So if you say false along with false information along with wrong information, that will be incorrect. So along with means similar kind of things. But if you say false and wrong information, that will take care of that. So one has an error. So we can write some doctors give out false and wrong information, not along with. And since pets are extremely sensitive to any incorrect treatment, you should always take references from people who already have pets. Clear? Okay. I'm expecting answers from all of you. Not everybody is responding because the upcoming questions are even more interesting than what we have now. So please participate. I would love, yeah, false, correct. Vignesh, correct. So it is false. No. Vignesh, it should be false and wrong information. That should be the correct answer, not along with. Clear? Okay, moving ahead. The study found that musicians have the ability to remember information pertaining to auditory signals better owing to their training, which makes their working memory better than that of others. Wonderful question. Let's see again. The study found that musicians have the ability to remember information pertaining to auditory signals better owing to their training, which makes their working memory better than that of others. There is no error in this question, students. I'll tell you why. The only error that could have taken place, that could have been, was their working memory better than others. But their working memory better than the working memory of others, which will be that of others. So there is no error in this question. 4 is not no error, 5 is no error. So we'll assume the answer as no error. Fine. Next. Himachal is known to attract trekkers and nature enthusiasts from all over the world. Himachal is known to attract trekkers and nature enthusiasts from all over the world. Error is in this part. It should be a nature enthusiasts, not nature enthusiastics. Okay. So Himachal is known to attract trekkers and nature enthusiasts from all over the world, but a rise in football leaves a huge heap of discarded plastic waste in the region. Footfall, not football. Footfall means the arrival of a lot of people. Arrival. So Himachal is known to attract trekkers, enthusiastics. No, Vignesh. It should be enthusiasts. Enthusiasts, not enthusiastics. Enthusiasts. Enthusiasts mean enthusiastic people who come to visit, who come to travel, and they're travelers. They're known as enthusiasts. Okay. So error is in part 2. 2 has an error. Okay. Next. Pierre, accompanied by the soldiers, was advancing to the spot where the general stood, but the French soldiers stopped him. See, accompanied by was, this is correct because Pierre is the first subject, so it will decide the verb. So Pierre, according to Pierre, it should be was, so the sentence has no error. Okay. So this is 4, this is 5, no error. 4 is not no error, understand this. First, second, third, fourth. So 5 is no error, which has not been mentioned over here. So whenever you say no error, it means 5. Okay. Next question. Okay, wonderful questions. No error part. So this last part of the sentence is fixed. It has no error, but among the rest of the sentence, you have to find which has no error. Which has no error. You don't have to find the erroneous part. You have to find the sentence, the part which has no error. Okay. Each step we seem to with these films. This is wrong. Each step which we seem to take. So this should be to take. So this has error. This cannot be the answer. We have to find the part which has no error. Each step which we seem to take with these films. I have loved the fact that there's been growth and evaluation. So this is also erroneous because that there has been growth and evolution, and it continues to surprise people as opposed to sort of flatlining, who was obviously always the fear that they had run. So only this part is correct. C part is correct. It continues to surprise people as opposed to this part is correct. Otherwise all the parts are wrong. So only C is correct. C is correct. C is correct. C has no error. C has no error. Seem to take, yeah. So we have to find that part which is not erroneous. That is correct actually. Okay. So we have error in all parts have error except C and D, which is already no error. Fine. As a part of our time in New York, we also held bilateral meetings. As a part of our time in New York, we also held bilateral meetings. So this is correct. With members of the Security Council, some of who, this is incorrect, some of whom, members, some of whom. So this is incorrect, B is incorrect. Urge us to weaken our findings with qualifications, and whom, some of whom urged us to weaken our findings with qualifications, and so this is C is correct, A is correct. Equivocations and some of whom incorrect, so this is also incorrect. So A and C are correct. A and C are correct. A, only A, Vignesh says. No Vignesh, A and C. Yeah, in this case, second question, A and C both are correct. Okay. She vividly pictured herself Prince Andrew's wife. So it should be herself as Prince Andrew's wife. So this is A is incorrect. And the scenes of happiness with him. And the scenes of happiness with him, correct. That she had so often repeated, wrong, incorrect sentence. And at the same time, aglow in excitement. Aglow in excitement. Aglow means full of gleam, that she had so often repeated in her imagination, and at the same time aglow in excitement. D is correct. So A, only B and D are correct. Only B and D are correct. Wonderful question. So B and D are correct in this last question. B and D are correct in this question. Okay. B and D, yeah. This is E, I guess. A, B, C, D, E. So this is E, I guess. So B and D are correct. Correct, Akhilesh, Arul Das, correct. B and D are correct. Moving ahead to the next question. Valentine, which was published in 1913, correct, indicated that it was the first chapter. So it is incorrect. It was the first chapter should be the correct answer. In a life of endless adventures, and the imagination which turned the crude. So this is incorrect. Imagination which turned the crude facts into poetry, and the fancy which played or that played. So only A is correct. Only A is correct. Valentine, which was published in 1913, indicated that it was the first chapter in the life of endless adventures, and the imagination which turned the crude facts into poetry, and the fancy which played or that played. So answer is only A is correct. Wonderful question. Wonderful question. Fine. Moving ahead. A moist air mass in central Florida is expected to stall on Sunday. A moist air mass in central Florida is expected to stall on Sunday. Stall means stop or halt on Sunday. Correct. Taking isolated storms to Palm Beach County that can produce gusty winds up to 60 mph and heavy rainfall, according to Andrew Hagen, a meteorologist working at all correct. All correct. No error in any part. So all are correct. Okay. E is already fixed, which is this part is already fixed. Otherwise, all parts are correct. Okay. Okay. Next, moving ahead to further error spotting questions. Then we have sentence improvement 5 questions. Okay. Para athlete Deepa Malik has announced her retirement from athlete Deepa Malik has announced her retirement from Paralympics in order to serve as the office bearer in the Paralympic Committee of India? Okay, interesting question. Para-athlete Deepa Malik has announced her retirement from Paralympics in order to serve as the office bearer of the Paralympic Committee of India. You're office bearer of something, not in, because you represent that thing. That's why office bearer of, not in. Office bearer means the representative. Okay, so it is no, not all correct. It should be of, office bearer of a particular organization, of a particular office, or of a particular position. Office bearer. Okay. Okay. After this session from 12 p.m. we have vocabulary session. Don't forget to attend the session. 12 p.m. vocabulary session. Okay. Beekeeping initiatives have been launched by increased yield. Increased yield. So 2 has an error, 100%. Let's see again. Beekeeping initiatives have been launched by increased yield and quality of crops through pollination, which will also provide honey and other beehive products like wax. Only 2 has an error. 2 has an error. Increased yield. Increased yield. Clear? All correct, somebody says. Vignesh. It is office bearer of. Sorry, Vignesh. I think it's office bearer of, not in. Office bearer of the Paralympic Committee of India. That is 100% an error. Okay. So second one, we have error like increased yield and quality. Okay. As per the United Nations listing, Manipur's Khudol have been listed among the top 10 global initiatives. So it should be has been. Has been. Khudol is an initiative for an inclusive fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's an initiative. So it should be followed by has and not have, because it's singular. Khudol is singular. So as per the United Nations listing, Manipur's Khudol has been listed, not have. Nobody is answering. What is this? You have to attend this vocabulary session. I'll not take the vocabulary session if you don't answer. Please don't do this. Please answer the question. You may be wrong, but making mistakes is good, right? If you make all things correct, that's not something enjoyable. If you make mistakes, then you learn a lot of things. Please understand this. Okay? Has been is correct. Okay. Next. National Digital Health Mission will be implemented and National Digital Health Blueprint will also be prepared. Prepared. 4 has an error. 4 has an error. If there is no error, we'll mark 5 as the answer. If there is an error, we'll mark 4 as whatever the number is has an error. Okay. So we'll be prepared. So National Digital Mission will be implemented and National Digital Health Blueprint will also be prepared. Okay. Has been. Vignesh is answering. Thank you, Vignesh. Both Vignesh. Vignesh P and Vignesh Vicky. Why don't all of you have a name as Vignesh? At least you could have answered, right? Next. The students of class 10A kept mum when the teacher entered the classroom as none of the students has done their homework. Had done his homework. His or her. We cannot say have done. See, the students of class 10A kept mum. It's V2 past tense. When the teacher entered the classroom, as none of the students had done his or her homework. That is the correct answer. Okay, prepared. Ashwin Deva, thank you Ashwin. Mathu Arul, correct answer. Okay, great. So we have done all these questions. Let's moving ahead to the next set of questions. Now we have sentence improvement question. So you have to improve the sentence. Okay. India, like Turkey and United States, have. India, like Turkey and United States. This is wrong. This should be has, right? This should be has. This should be has. Okay. Has. Okay, one answer is there. Has witnessed growing resentment of cosmopolitan secular elites. India, like Turkey and United States, has witnessed growing resentment of cosmopolitan secular elites with their lifestyles and perception of themselves as global citizens. D is the correct answer. So easy question. See, because it talks about India, so it should be has. So D is the answer. Perfect. Moving ahead. I'm taking very less time in order to prove that you need not invest a lot of time in all the questions. You can solve it very less time. Okay. Moving ahead. Next question. The movie of Robert Pattinson, directed by Christopher Nolan, which released yesterday, was so awesome that tickets sold out yesterday at the box office quickly. Interesting question. The movie of Robert Pattinson, directed by Christopher Nolan, which released yesterday, was so awesome that tickets sold out yesterday. Okay, at the box office quickly. Sold out sold out quickly yesterday at the box office. Sold out yesterday. So awesome that tickets sold out quickly yesterday at the box office. Sold out quickly yesterday. Yesterday at, okay. Sold out at the box office quickly yesterday. Sold out yesterday quickly at the box office. Sold out quickly at the box office yesterday. Wonderful question. So now we have to use our brains in order to find the correct answer. Any answers from you? This question, D somebody says, Ashwin Deva. Akhilesh, no, you are giving the answer of previous question. I want the answer to this question, please. This Christopher Nolan question. He's my favorite director. Vignesh Vicky says B. Sold out at the box office quickly yesterday. Wonderful answer. This is a correct answer. Right. Vignesh, you're also always correct. I don't know how. That's good actually. So the movie of Robert Pattinson directed by Christopher Nolan, which released yesterday, was so awesome that tickets sold out at the box office quickly yesterday. So generally what happens? The MPT rule. MPT rule means adverb of manner, adverb of place, adverb of time. Please understand this. Vicky, great answer. Akhilesh Arudas, no, it's the B. B is the answer. MPT rule. MPT rule. T means adverb of time, which is yesterday. Adverb of manner, which should be placed before this. So quickly. So at the box office, quickly at the box office. So this is manner, this is place, this is time. Yeah, this is the answer. Vignesh, I'm really sorry, because if you follow the MPT rule, again, this is not something which we experimented and found it to be correct. This is the right answer. Everybody says D. Indu D, Akhilesh D, Vishnushnipriya D. D is the correct answer. Vignesh, please stop. D is the correct answer. I'll tell you why. Because it's M, adverb of manner, quickly, adverb of time at the box office, place, adverb of place, and adverb of time yesterday. So D will be the correct answer. Wonderful answer, students. Majority wins. Let us accept this. So let me rub this answer. This is not the correct answer. This answer is correct answer is D. D is the correct. Vignesh, you have understood, I guess. Yeah. Akhilesh Arudas correct. Where can we learn the rules? Is in the 120 rules, sir. Wonder. Okay, I don't know about the 120 rules, what is it? But I know that MPT rule is there. MPT is adverb of manner, adverb of place, adverb of time. Okay. Whenever there are three adverbs are there, manner is first place, quickly, place, manner, place and time. Time is yesterday. These are adverbs basically. Okay. Next question. Looking farther, I was surprised to find that the chips were covered with such combatants that it was not a duellum but a bellum. Bellum, what is means of bellum? Bellum means war. So something is called antebellum, postbellum. Postbellum means after the war, antebellum means previous to the war. It was not a duellum but a bellum. A war between two races of ants. Please understand this question. But we need not understand the question. See, we have to understand what's wrong with this part actually. Please focus. But a war between two races of ants, the red always pitted against the black and frequent two red ones to one black. And seldom, so this is a good question, please focus on this. Yes, clear, very good Vignesh. At least you accept very happily, that's great. So looking farther, I was surprised to find that the chips were covered with such combatants that it was not a duellum but a bellum, a war between two races of ants, the red always pitted against the black and frequent two red ones to one black. Frequent. So you see frequently, see why. And frequently always is there, red always pitted against, and frequently again an adverb, and always is an adverb, so and frequently should be an adverb. But you can say, sir, here also seldom is an adverb, but seldom means none, not at all. We need an adverb which shows relation with always. See, always is like every time, so frequently is also like every time but of less frequency, so it should be occasionally is incorrect. Frequently is the perfect answer. Everybody says C. Correct. Ashwin Deva C. Yeah. Akhilesh Aruldas C. Vignesh Vicky correct C. So it should be frequently, because similar to always it should be frequently two red ones. Always pitted against the black and frequently two red ones to one black. This should be the correct answer. Clear? Seldom had professor not seen such. Seldom had professor not seen such great enthusiasm in the fresh batch studying in mechanical departments. Everyone wanted to do some major project on renewable energy and put a significant impact on the world. Seldom had Professor, see, seldom is already negative. Seldom is already negative. Seldom had Professor seen, this should be the correct answer. Seldom had Professor not seen is incorrect. Hardly had Professor not seen is incorrect. See, hardly and seldom are similar. Should not be followed by not. Should not be followed by not. Okay. So, seldom had Professor seen such. This should be the correct answer. Seldom had Professor see is incorrect because had should be followed by seen. So, answer would be C. Why? Seldom had Professor seen. This would be the correct answer. Because seldom should not be followed by not. Seldom should not be followed by not. So, answer is C. Vignesh, David Oscar says C. Indu Shah says C. Vignesh Vicky says C. No negative words with seldom, hardly, scarcely. Wonderful, Vignesh. Correct explanation. Very good. So, moving ahead to the next question. As Helen approached the front door to greet the guests who arrived for the first time at their house, she could hear a telephone at the back of the room ringing dash. She could hear a telephone at the back of the room ringing without in fourth will be the correct answer. Ringing fourth means ringing. See, I'll tell you how. If you see ringing within, let's compare ringing within and ringing fourth. What's the difference? As Helen approached the front door to greet the guests who arrived for the first time at their house, she could hear a telephone at the back of the room. She could hear a telephone at the back of the room ringing within. See, she's already in the room, so ringing within does not make a sense. Ringing forth will mean ringing only. Suppose we say the telephone was ringing forth. It's a kind of use like when you say ringing forth means, again, it's equivalent to ringing for that matter. Ringing onto does not mean anything. B is correct. Yeah, Mathu Arul says B. Fourth correct. 5. Somebody says 5. Okay, 5. Fifth question. Fourth. Ringing forth is ringing basically. That is how we use ringing. Ringing forth. The telephone was ringing forth. Fourth in general means forward. Fourth means forward. So ringing forth means I was in the room and the telephone was ringing forward. Ringing forward means ringing basically. So onto is incorrect. Onto is used for any movement on a physical surface, two-dimensional space, physical movement on it, right? Okay. Without is something outside. In is something in. So answer will be fourth. Clear? Very good, students. Moving on to the next question. No next question. We are about to end the session. Let me tell you one thing. You can submit your articles to Prakash sir in Race Chennai, Veranda Race Chennai. You can get the feedback on the back side of the 400 words you have, and the topic has been shared with you all. Plus, at 12 p.m. attend the vocabulary session. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thanks a lot.